Thank you very much. My name is Oyenkachi Williams. I'm the founder and executive director of the Williams Hope Alive Humanitarian Foundation in Nigeria. And I'm so happy to be here, and it's so interesting hearing our great speakers speak of different implementation of SDG 6 and how they have scaled and achieved success. So very important to me is the rural communities. My foundation has been able to impact some of the communities through menstrual hygiene education and SDGs in terms of water and education. So I know when China was speaking, they talked about that they were able to scale even more than 90% success in the rural communities. So how can we effectively affect the rural communities? So I just want to know more of the strategies so that we can be able to implement it. Also, I was also so interested that countries, let's say for instance, like my country, Nigeria, that we need all those kind of advice and strategies. So how can also we bring those kind of interventions and to influence countries that are not implementing it very well so that they can also become part of the success of other countries that have recorded remarkable success. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any of you that wants to take this? How do we bring successes where there are none at the moment? Johan?
Yeah, I was wondering if we had anyone here from UNICEF in the room. Yes? No? That was a hand for something else. This is a very important question and topic. We could say that, in general terms, we can say that SDG 6 has been very successful at global level to set the global agenda, also at policy level, at country. However, we're less successful in the implementation side and also getting down to the subnational levels. And this is something that we want to strengthen and work more with, and that's some of those pathways we have in the report speak specifically about that. In terms of sharing experiences and also you could say learning and the learning, this is super important, and that's why I think we also are recommending that these two conferences that are now with 2026 and 28, that they become regular events where those lessons can be shared. And you also heard earlier today that we in UN Water have country case studies. So it would be also welcome maybe to have a country case study from Nigeria related to menstrual hygiene and how you've made advances there. Could be a good topic also to make a case study and share those lessons. Thank you.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, since you asked the question about the rural community, can I ask the audience in this room, how many of you really come from you consider yourself from the agriculture sector? Agriculture sector or rural, works on the rural issues, university? Oh, 1, 2. We have a couple of hands. Thank you so much. That speaks a lot, right? That speaks a lot about while agriculture accounts for over 72% of the global freshwater withdrawal. And here in this room, it's pretty much the least represented group. Having said that, I think in the country studies, we do look at, in the rural, some of the country studies, we do look at how the water and sanitation issues has been addressed, how the agricultural water management has been improved in some of the areas. And I think from those country studies, maybe we can further dig in to see how those experience can really to help to advance the water management in the rural areas, both for the community, but also for the food security in the future. Thank you.
Please go ahead.
Thank you so much. If I could also just jump into the question about rural communities, because it's a really good one. And I think one of the challenges that we have today is that a lot of the water and sanitation services in rural communities in many parts of the world are provided by humanitarian actors. And you have this separation between SDG 6, the development agenda, and the humanitarian wash sector with its FEAR standards. And that's, again, one of the reasons why we are calling for some kind of process, a framework that would tie together the humanitarian and the development work. We've been talking about this for a long time. I was doing WASH programs with Oxfam 20 years ago, and we were talking about linking relief to development back then, but we haven't really seen that happening. So making that connection, providing more holistic and comprehensive and consistent service provision and service improvement for rural communities is what's needed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sophie. We still have time for another question. If anybody, I see, yes, please. I see two hands. First is the lady here to my right that asked for the floor. No? Yeah? Yeah, please go ahead. It's you. Yeah.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for, first of all, I wanted to thank the representative from China. Very impressed with what China has done in relation to ensuring safe and strict standards for their water. Speaking from the U.S. With an organization called Commission on Voluntary Service and Action. We're a consultative and coordinating body of grassroots non-governmental organizations that are addressing the needs in their community and also fighting for solutions using the framework of the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals as that framework to address systemic solutions. Here with a report from, it's called the 2026 U.S. People's Report on Sustainable Development, and we do have a section on Goal 6. And in this section, it does talk about how the United States is moving farther away from this target, not closer, because water is not solely a developing country problem. To some extent, water scarcity and pollution problems faced by developing countries are consequences of U.S. corporations or military operating in their countries that do harm to their environments. So the U.S. handling of water protection, management, usage, and distribution is a problem both at home in the U.S. and abroad. And so I wanted to make people aware that we do have this report available. The U.S. government doesn't see water as a human right. And in the absence of that federal commitment to the goal of universal and equitable access to safe and affordable drinking water in the U.S., the local, municipal, and state governments struggle to develop solutions to the overwhelming speed with which our water sources are being depleted, contaminated, or both, and water nations' systems. So this report is available if people would like to see me afterwards, and we could share that with you to hear what is happening in the U.S. This is put together by grassroots organizations that are addressing those needs. And so it talks about what they're doing in the positive to deal with their communities who have had their waters contaminated, who don't have access to water, who can't afford water. So this is available, and we'd like to make that and share that. Thank you.
Thank you.